Everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. Today's guest, you know him very well. One of the most popular bodybuilders in the world. Love this guy, all the way from Canada. Please welcome Antoine Valliant. You just told me how to pronounce his name right. What's up, Antoine?
Yeah, you did. Hi, everybody. Hi, Ron. How's it going?
Good, man. It's been a minute, Antoine. It's been a minute. We did talk last year after you tore. Which one did you tear first a few years ago?
This one here.
So that one's first. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Looks perfect.
This one here.
Now you had them. Now they both look just fine. So did you had them both surgically reattached?
Well, the thing is that when I tore this one,
yeah,
I noticed that there was a little bit of an imbalance, so I tore the other one to make sure I was symmetrical.
Yeah, but no, I mean, you posted plenty of updates. It seems like your biceps are back to big as they ever were, right? Both of them?
I think so. They're close to what they were before, and it all depends. Like if I'm gonna be over 300 pounds, they're gonna be bigger than right now. And if I'm cutting down, but the proportions are pretty much similar as before.
Yeah.
But this one is a little bit less thickness on some angles, but with all the poses like that you would see it, front lat spread, side chest, front double, that it all looks the same. So it's like all the poses, it won't matter on stage.
Right on.
Once I come back, but sometimes I notice it when I'm training or just hanging out. It's a little bit different, but not different enough to have an impact on stage. I'm pretty lucky for that.
It's funny that we look back at Arnold Schwarzenegger as having some of the best arms of all time, but he had two completely different biceps if you look at the pictures.
Yeah, his right one was like, it would go up like that, and then the left one was less peaky.
So you're actually more symmetrical bicep-wise than Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's true.
I guess. I think it.
So let's recap. The last year we saw you on stage was the first year of this COVID fiasco, was 2020.
Olympia, yeah.
Olympia. So that was a good season for you. You went from taking 7th place at New York Pro to 1 week later winning the Cal Pro, looking like a completely different guy. And then the Olympia, that was your first Olympia 2020, right?
It was, yeah.
Yeah. And you actually placed 14th, which was not last. I confirm this. You actually beat a couple guys. And
but I beat the cookie dealer and Regan Grimes.
Cookie dealer and Regan Grimes. That's Juan Morel. We actually had Juan and his wife on talking about the cookies for like an hour. It was awesome. But yeah,
yeah.
So last year, obviously you would have competed, but you tore the other bicep. You're all rested up. So I guess that leads me to a question. I was checking Instagram today and I saw a new date for Toronto Pro. They've had many new dates for Toronto Pro. This one says Sunday, June 5th. Before I ask you if you're going to do that, what are the odds that the show's going to go off? Because didn't you guys shut down all the gyms and everything again?
They shut it down, but there's always loopholes you can take. Because a lot of people believe that gyms are an essential business, and I believe it is. So if you have the doctor's approval with that, for example, like if you have a chiropractor or a kinesiologist or a doctor, even a nurse practitioner, they can prescribe you training.
Really?
So if you have a letter of the sort, you can actually maybe there's some gyms that will allow you to train at under those circumstances.
Would Pure Muscle and Fitness in Burlington, Ontario be one of those places?
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like everyone's training their asses off there still. So yeah. I mean, you guys got a great atmosphere up there. It's who are the top guys up there? There's you, Quint Beastwood's looking very large and in charge league.
Oh yeah, very yeah. So Regan moved out to with Below, so we still got lots of pros left. My training partner is Robin Strand. He's also a pro. He's actually going to compete in Texas.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Texas Pro with the Ronnie Pro. I mean, there's a few shows he's going to probably do. So I'm going to try to keep up with him during prep. So it's going to be good for him, good for me. Quentin is rebounding right now. He's still resting, but he's looking really good, to be honest. Like his proportions are crazy, right? He always looks good off season or contest prep. And now we got lots of new pros. We got Valerie, who turned pro at the Olympia Amateur. We got Cody, who's going to do Toronto in the Classic and the pros. So we've got lots of pro cards. And I think Emerson, our physique guy, is also going to compete in Toronto also in June. So I mean, a lot of my friends will prep again because now they were all prepping, and I was the only one not prepping. So I think that will keep going on for a few months. But I'm not planning to do Toronto Pro. I'm gonna plan to. I know. I'm gonna plan to train later on in the year. I'm just gonna do a little health reset because with what happened like last year and some of our friends and people we looked up to passed away like as a bad surprise. So I think I don't know the details, but I'm sure sometimes you hear about bodybuilders passing early, and I think some of the stuff could be prevented. So I'm doing a lot of prevention right now and just making sure and just like working with cardiologists and doctors and cleaning up the blood work, making sure everything is fine, the heart's pumping good, and all that type of stuff. So I'm just being responsible. So maybe I'll lose like a half a year of competing, or even if I would lose a year of competing, but I can last longer than 60. Yeah.
Would you rather lose a year of competing and 20 years off your life, 30 years off your life? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's not a precise math, right? It's not black and white like that. But you know what? I want to keep everything on my side. And to be honest, even with my new diet, because Dr. Dwayne Jackson, he's and Dr. Khan, they're both helping me. And I have a cardiologist. It's like since I've been doing diet changes and habit changes that they proposed to me, like suggested me, I'm actually feeling really good. I mean, my weight was 284 this morning, so much lighter than my normal off season, and my strength is actually going up a little bit because I find that maybe I was too inflamed before. So even if I was over 300, bloated a little bit, and I was hurting more inflamed. My training was in like it was weird. I would be stronger at some movement, but then I would be hurting too much for some other stuff. Because now I can like deadlift again with no pain. I don't have a lot of pain, and I think my mobility is better. My cardio is really good. My resting heart rate the other day was like 50.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but my blood pressure is still a bit high. That's what I'm trying to fix. It's like 140, but then if I meditate, I can bring it down in the 120s and sometimes below 120. So I'm trying to get the blood pressure under control because I think genetically there's maybe something there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just on that. I'm on it. Like I'm not irresponsible. I check the blood pressure twice a day. I'm doing cardio. Yeah. I'm doing like all the stuff that's annoying, but that's healthy. I'm eating a lot more good fats now and just trying to fix up everything, making everything like super primed for the next prep. So there's nothing like that's like, oh yeah, maybe. Because a lot of time, if you like, a lot of bodybuilders do that. Oh, the blood work's bad, but you know what? It's not worse than last year. So we'll just, but now I want to bring everything down and be responsible. And I think it's what I'm doing. So I'm not saying the other guys are what they're doing is not good. I'm just saying I'm doing that for now. And maybe I'll sacrifice a few months or a year of competing, but I'm feeling great. My training's good. I'm enjoying everything. Because when you think about it, as a pro bodybuilder, the only thing that makes you a pro bodybuilder is 1 day or 2 days a year you compete in the pro shows. The other 364 days of the year, you're in the gym with your friends, you're training, you're eating, you're doing the bodybuilding lifestyle, right? So I'm still doing the bodybuilding lifestyle like a pro. I'm just like waiting on the certain like markers and statistics to like be optimal for me to be like really comfortable doing prep again.
So yeah, I mean, we lost so many people last year. It was crazy. Who was the one? Which death affected you personally the most? Was it somebody that you knew, or was it just somebody that you look up to? Because, like for me, it was Meadows hit me really hard, and George Peterson. Those two. I mean, Sean Roden, I didn't really know Sean. I knew John and I knew George. And man, how about you? What were the worst?
I mean, everybody. It's always a bad surprise. Like John, I was friends with John, so I just couldn't believe it. I was like, holy shit. Because the thing with John is that he was giving a lot of good information, and everybody loved John.
Yeah.
Nobody had nothing bad to say about John.
Right.
Nothing. And he was the one of that puts the most content out there, helping people and everybody. He's the one who turned me pro, right? He trained me to get my pro card.
Oh no, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, he was my coach back in 2011 and 12.
Wow.
Because how I got with him is that I was training almost 10 years in 2011, and I was like, I thought I knew like how to train like a bodybuilder, right? Oh, there's nothing more to learn. I'll have to drop sets, supersets, that type of stuff. And then I saw some of the stuff he was doing for back training. I was like, and my back has always been a weak point. So I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna. So I purchased back training from him, and then I guess we got in contact, and then he decided to help me out for the shows in the 2012, the pro show. Yeah. And we worked together. I went to his place. We filmed some videos and stuff, and it was a lot of fun. And so he helped me out with my pro card. And then, like, well, I turned a little like a detour in my life after that, and you know, and I came back a few years later. And then Doran was my coach because he was like local. He was my friend, so that's how it happened. That's why I made the switch. Yeah. But yeah, John Meadows was like, I really like love the guy. So that was that's fun when I learned that news. And I also, George Peterson was another level of like, what the fuck, because it was like I was at the watching the Olympia. You know, I was like, what? Fuck, I think I blank there. Did he pass away this year? Like 2021?
It was 3 days before the 2021 Olympia, which was in.
Yeah, that's it. So I was October. Like, I was actually like watching the show, and I was at the event, and then it happened at the event. So that was like, holy shit! Like that was like horrible. And then Sean Roden, he's a Mr. Olympia. Yeah. You know, and then I did the last time I saw him was when I did my first Olympia, and he was telling me all the. I had a video. I posted a video with him, and when he passed away, it was like just a lot of words of encouragement and stuff. So they all like hit like differently, but like as bad. But with John, because it was my friends, it was like a little bit different. But so with all these things happening, I was like, I didn't want to leave these, like, you know, like sometimes you get inspired to do things when bad stuff happens. And I think I'm always trying to like do the right thing when something bad happens. So I think I was like, you know what? I think I'll do a bunch of like, make sure I'm super healthy and there's nothing wrong in my body, you know, to learn from them, you know, like I'm sure John will be proud of me to be like eating better and doing better, like health stuff. Cause he was one of the first guys who were like really into like the big health stuff, organic this, organic that, you know, we would Trader Joe's and Whole Foods and stuff. And so, yeah, so I think he would be proud of me to take care of my health, and I'm sure of that. So that's what I'm doing right now.
So you have your own YouTube channel. Have you been sharing some of this on the channel?
Not yet. I have another appointment January 26th with a contrast CT scan for the heart, and I just want to gather all the information first. Gotcha. And yeah, I'll do content on it because you know, when there's stuff that needs to be fixed, and sometimes people are afraid of like showing like what's wrong with them sometimes. And I wasn't afraid of doing that with my drug addiction. So now it's like I'll try to be transparent as much as possible with how I'm comfortable with it, of course, but I'll share about it so people can learn and maybe get inspired themselves to, like, you know, see some doctors and look at some stuff. Because to be honest, like, if you're a bodybuilder, you're an extremist, and then you want to push it and you compete and you get obsessed, like at some point, like stuff will, like, you'll sacrifice some stuff that maybe like a normal person would be like, you're crazy, like that's unhealthy or whatever. So I'm just, you know, I'm sure other guys are also as crazy as me in the extreme and stuff in the bodybuilding world and stuff. So I'm sure that maybe I put some light on, you know, some tests we would need to do and some results, and I get some doctors too on the YouTube and stuff, because Dr. Dwayne has been helping me out. Like I text my doctor, like twice a day. He wants me to send my blood pressure twice a day.
Wow.
Yeah, bring it down. Yeah. So it's like I'm really proactive with it. So I'm gonna share some more content about it when I get more information, because right now like my content would be limited to what I know now. Gotcha. So I'd rather get more information and then just go from there.
Because I always think of you as this very young guy, because I remember Muscle Mayhem, you posting on there. I think you were still a teenager. I think
I was 17 years old.
Yeah, I mean, so I still think of like you and Kuklo as these kids. Obviously, you're grown ass men now. But I mean, how old are you now? 35, 36?
34.
34.
You're just 35 this year, yeah.
Okay. So I mean, that's still a very young man, but I mean, I think it's good that you get that message out there, because I bet there's a lot of bodybuilders around your age who think, I don't need to worry about this until I'm in my 40s or 50 or whatever, but it's too late. If you do all the damage now and you're not watching your blood pressure and getting these heart scans when you're in the middle of your bodybuilding extremist phase, the damage you're doing now, you're not going to be able to undo it when you're 45 or 50. It's too late.
Yeah. The thing is like, oh, I don't have to worry about it now, but how about you don't have to worry about it at all ever? Like, why would you not? Why would you? I'm going to worry about this when I'm 40. Yeah. But then you have to worry about it. Why not making changes now so you don't have to worry about it? You know what I mean?
It's called procrastination. Most people are experts at procrastination.
You know, I think a lot of people, like even in my close circle, and they're like, oh, it's like, I don't want to check because I don't want to know.
Right.
It's like out of sight, out of mind, but that's not good.
Well, you know,
that's not good.
I can speak for most bodybuilders. I think the reason we don't want to know is because we don't, especially now, it's very rare that people go off ever now. People cruise. They cruise and blast, cruise and blast. It's not like the old days when people took time off. So if people don't want to find out, because then they might have to drastically reduce what they're doing, and they might have to take a period of time and lose a little weight and get healthy, and they don't want to do that. You know, you're still 284. You're still a huge guy. But I mean, I bet you look in the mirror and you remember 320. Was that your high point?
The highest I went was 330.
Jeez, good Lord. 330. So, I mean, when you've been 330, I bet 284 to you seems significantly smaller. Whereas you walk down the street and most people be like, Jesus, look at how big that guy is. You know, we have
I feel like a cross country runner right now. But the thing is that, you know what, I feel good. And the thing is, like in the past, I would be probably like a little bit insecure about being lighter. I wouldn't wear tank tops as much, more sweaters. Like you see a lot of guys do that, right? But now it's like, I don't care because I know how fast I can bounce back. So it's like, I don't care. And the thing is, even some of my friends or people in the gym or on Instagram, they're all ripped and huge. Like I know that, oh, I've been there. I can go back if I want. It's a choice, right? So I'm not too worried about that. And to be honest, I feel good at this weight. It's like, I feel like a lot of things are easier. I can tie my shoes better.
Dude, you just did a backflip on your Instagram the other day.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I mean, when was the last time you were able to do a backflip?
I can always do them, even if I'm heavier, but I just don't care to do so. But I was at my friend's Juji's, and I was like, oh, when in Rome, you know, do like the Romans do. Yeah. So I was like, he had a good plyo floor, and I was warmed up, felt light. I felt flexible. I just thought, oh, Juji, film me. I want to do a backflip. So I did 2 attempts, and the third one I did it like you saw in the video. Yeah, yeah.
This is that guy, Juji Mufu?
Yeah, Juji Mufu, yeah.
What's his real name?
John,
yeah. I met him at the Carbon Culture down in Freesboro last year. Yeah, cool dude.
Yeah.
He just did his first bodybuilding show a few months ago too.
He did the Olympia Amateur.
That's right.
He was top 5.
Yeah, he looked great. So I just want to go back to your diet changes, because it sounds like you're on a real anti-inflammatory type of diet, which I think most people would benefit from if they had any idea what it was. You know, for us morons out there that don't know, how could you really explain the basics of anti-inflammatory eating?
Well, what I'm focused on right now is just like no gluten. Okay. So there's, because I used to take like bagels post-workout with jam. So it's like, now I'm trying to avoid gluten whatsoever. So it's mostly like my carbs are like rice, potatoes, and rice cakes, and the cream of rice. But the main difference that I'm doing is I'm adding all these vegetables I was avoiding before, because I was like, oh, the FODMAP broccoli will make you bloated. It's bad for the gut. Actually, I think it's more the opposite. So now I don't really care about the FODMAP, and I'm not bloated. I'm less bloated now. So I think what I was doing before, because I was only eating zucchinis and bell peppers, but now I'm doing like leafy greens, like I put frozen kale in shakes. I do a baby spinach. I do broccoli. I do celery. I do all type of green stuff that I didn't eat before. So it's like now I'm way more balanced. I think my diet's more balanced, and I eat a lot more fats. The fats before that I was eating was like from the 2 eggs in the morning. So that's like 10 grams of saturated fats. Yeah. All the fats from the meats, which is all saturated fats. I would have the fish oil. Oh, that's good. But that would be pretty much the extent of it. But now I'm eating like every meal I add fats. I got hemp seed for the polysaturated fats. I got olive oil for the mono. I got avocado almost at every meal. So I eat a lot of more fats, but just maybe a little bit less carbs.
Oh, right.
Like my post-workout right now that I even eat fat post-workout. I don't care right now. When I eat, I'm gonna eat everything: carbs, fats, and protein. And sometimes I will eat a lot less carbs. But yeah, so my meal was like 300 grams of rice. I had like some carrots in there, and then I had like a mix of like 60% ground turkey, extra lean, 40% of the grass-fed beef in there. So it was like a mix of the two. So, and then I had like a full avocado. I had
A whole avocado?
some, broccoli. What?
Oh, crap. A whole avocado?
Yeah, I eat
Wow.
a whole avocado like 2 to 3 times a day.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not too bad. I'm still losing weight. I was losing weight too fast. Actually, I had to like up my food.
Huh. Yeah, this is interesting because I think most bodybuilders have it in their heads that you can't have fats and carbs in the same meal or else you're going to get so fat. We have.
You know what? If you sit on your ass all day, you'll get fat. Start moving around. Get on the bike. Go for a walk. Train hard. That you won't get fat.
Yeah, I mean, we also have that misconception that eating vegetables is going to bloat you. Dude, it's probably not that. It's probably the Five Guys that's bloating you, dude. It's not the freaking vegetables you're not eating.
Funny? I thought it would really bloat me. It's like, okay, I'll eat, if I eat asparagus, it's like I'm gonna be bloated and my piss will smell. But actually, my piss just smells. I'm not bloated.
Yeah, you can't avoid the piss smell. The asparagus infecting your.
It's from the amino acid asparagine.
Is that true?
Asparagine. What is it? Asparagine. That's what makes your pee smell.
Is that true? That sounds too easy.
It's true. I think they named asparagus after the asparagine.
This is too much of a coincidence, but I guess it could be true.
Yeah.
Wow. So I guess I got to ask, it's been almost, well, it hasn't been that long, but it's been over a year. It's been about a year and a half since you've been on a stage. I mean, are you really missing it? I mean, you have a few good years left for sure. I don't think I think everyone's got in their head now that they're going to compete till they're 51 like Dexter. But that's like, I don't know how many people could really pull that off. You probably,
I don't know.
You have a good 5 to 7 years left in your prime.
I think so. In my head, it was like, 40. I'm going to push it till I'm 40 and then go from there, but it's like go from there means that let's see what I've achieved. And because I think as long as you improve, you can still compete, but with the health being good, I think it's compete as long as you want. But the thing is, I think after a while, with the age, you can't add a lot of new muscle. Yeah. But Ronnie was like a little bit different with that, right? Didn't Ronnie peak at like 40 years old?
He started a lot later too, though. He didn't do his first show until he was like 27.
And he was like nationals in his first show too.
He did like Texas State. He won that easily. Then he went to nationals the year it was drug tested. 90? Yeah, he was like 5th that year. And then he did the nationals the next year. He got like 4th or 5th. And he was the only one that showed up the next day out of like 36 heavyweights. Because we used to send people to the universe, the IPB universe. And he was the only one that showed up to take the drug test. So he passed and they sent him off and he won his pro card that year. But where the hell was I? Why are we talking about Ronnie? Oh, yeah. I mean, he didn't win his first Olympia till he was 36, I think. Something like that. So,
yeah. I mean, so I think so he started later, but I think I still got a few years because I competed from 2004 all the way to 2013.
Yeah.
So that's like, 9 years?
Yeah.
But then I had a 5-year break.
Right.
Because I was like partying. It wasn't really a break, I guess. But I mean, I was like doing other stuff. Like I was going through shit, did rehabs. And then I picked it up again in 2018.
Yeah.
So it's like I came back 2018. I did all the competing stuff. And, and now I'm just like kind of resting. But since 2018, I did the Toronto Pro.
Yeah.
Then the following year, I only did like 4 shows since then, I guess, because I tore my biceps 2019, right? I was 2 weeks out.
You didn't do anything in 2019, did you? Because of the bicep?
No, I didn't do shit.
Yeah.
I think I compete every 2 years.
No, so since your comeback, you've only done 4 shows.
Yep.
So yeah, so you're still fresh in the sport, really. When you got to look at like how many preps a body's gone through, how many shows a person's done. Have they been training nonstop for like 20, 30 years? That's where all the wear and tear comes from. So you've had some breaks in there. They weren't all intentional. You know, the addiction, injury, these things took you out of the sport at different times, but they also gave your joints a break. They gave, I think every time a bodybuilder preps for a show, it takes a little something out of you permanently. It's brutal. Sure. It's brutal.
I mean, I was just said earlier is that before 2018, I kind of like had like cheeks in the off season. Then I got shredded for the first time, really good for 2018 for the Toronto Pro. And then my cheeks never came back.
Well, it's good. Now you could be, you know,
no
back
cheeks.
To, you got your cheekbones. You don't have big.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, as you know, I wouldn't mind having more cheeks in prep. Like Regan. Regan cries about his cheeks. Oh, you know, people call him chickmunk face. But it's like, you know what? You'll look younger way later than everybody else.
Yeah, he looks like he's about 19 or 20. He's like 28 now, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know how old is he, but he's getting old, near 30. But that's still very young.
He's not even 30, is he?
No, I don't think so. No,
I think he is. He might be 29 now.
No, he's not 20. He's not 30.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you've definitely got some good years left. So I guess the last question I have for you is, what are your goals now? Because this is how bodybuilders usually do it. Turn pro is a huge goal. You did that way back in 2012. Then top 5 at a pro show. You did that long ago. Win a pro show. You've done that. So after that, it starts turning towards Arnold and Olympia goals. I mean, usually, what are the things you still want to accomplish in the sport in the years that you have left?
Well, going back to the Olympia is one of them. I want to compete at the Arnold Classic because I love that show.
Yeah.
And of course, win like other pro shows. But my goal was to be the Canadian pro bodybuilder in Canada who won the most pro shows, but the Ian has like 4. Yeah. So it's like, okay, well, now I really gotta, you know, get it on. But if I get back in the groove and everything's fine, I think I can probably do that. You know, because once you win a pro show, if you're really consistent, and then you can probably win other ones too. If you look at everybody else who won pro shows, if they come in a show and they keep like going show after show in a year, usually they can win a pro show. If you look at Regan, what he did, he won a pro show. You know, like the year, like what did he win? How did he qualify?
Japan.
Oh, so he qualified with points. Was it with points? Well, no, he won.
No, he does these post. He wins. He's won a few of those post Olympia shows over the past couple of yeyears.
Yeah, Romania. So he won Romania. So now he's a pro show winner. And then after the Olympia, he just like kept going at it, and then boom, he picked up another show. Because the thing is, if you keep competing, there's some shows you will really hit the mark, and some others won't. But everybody else, so if you're competing against the same 3 or 4 guys, like 3 or 4 shows in a row, some will slip other shows, then you can have a chance to win, right? So a lot of time, unless you're like just a knockout like pro bodybuilder who's just gonna show up and win a show like Brennan. If Brennan Curry shows up to Toronto Pro, it's like, well, all right? So it's like money in the bank for him. But other guys who are more like equally good, it's all about like who like competes the most, and then who's gonna slip up a show and not peak well, and another one will peak well, because I'm kind of the proof of that. So I did New York Pro, got 7th place. Yeah. And then I won the next week. But if it could have been like I missed the peak next week and the guy who was like 3rd peaks really well and then wins Cali. So like the top 6 at any pro shows usually are kind of very close together. Oh, yeah. It's a matter of like who really hits the mark and who doesn't. Yeah. So I think I can like hit the mark again for sure. I just gotta, you know, get back on stage, and I'll decide when is that, once I'm happy with where my health is at.
So, you know, when you won Cali Pro, that was by far the best I've ever seen you. I think everybody looked a little better at that show because it had a plain black backdrop like they used to in the old days, instead of all these crazy LED lights. They're cool to look at, but they screw up. Let me tell you, they ruin the way the physiques look in pictures and videos badly.
They need to bring back Iron Man 2008 lighting and the background.
Iron Man every year had amazing lighting because Mike Neville, he lit that show. And he was
who did?
Mike Neville. He was the photographer.
Oh, the photographer.
That's why the on stage pictures look like the studio pictures from Iron Man back in the day.
Yeah.
You ever see those pictures of like Heath when he won, or Flex Wheeler?
Oh yeah.
Oh dude.
Yeah, we all know those pictures. And the thing is, there's another guy in Quebec. His name is Yves Desbiens. He used to make the lighting the best at the provincial shows. And I wonder, because you know what would be great? I don't know if it's be possible, but me and my friends are thinking about like how can we get our own pro show in Canada. Like the Montreal Pro used to exist.
Yep.
So it's
Yep.
like, oh, bring that back. But I'm like, wait, guys, this is the idea. Like, why not bring back the Canada Pro Cup?
Hmm.
Who's the last top three who did that?
Ronnie Coleman won that, didn't he? A couple
Yeah,
times.
second place was.
Flex Wheeler.
Third place was
Was it Kevin Leveroni? I don't know.
Milos.
Paul Dillette. Oh, was
I
it
think
Milos?
was
Okay.
third. So look at the top three. It's like, so that would set the mark for like the biggest show in Canada, pro show.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't work. It's kind of hard to get a pro show because like Ron is the biggest show right now. There's Vancouver. So there's a lot of like steps to go there, but it's a dream of mine and the guys are like, oh, we should bring back the Canada Pro Cup. So imagine we bring that back and we decide what the show is like. Black backdrop, lighting from Mike or Eve, that the guys just thought about to have like the best lighting, like a studio, black backdrop, and then we try to find some good prize money so all the guys want to compete. So we will make a show that's the best for the fans and the best for the athletes, and then as a third priority, make some cash. But if you put those two first, if you put those two first, because the promoters is like, make some cash first. I get it. You're passionate about the sport. You found a place to make money with your passion. It's great. It's perfect. And I love all the promoters because where am I going to compete? Right. At their show. So I love what they're doing. But from my point of view, it would be like, imagine if we put like the athlete and the fans first, and then the sponsor will be like on the outside, and then you put the black backdrop with the best lighting.
Let's see. I mean, I guess you'd have to space it out so they weren't obviously like right next to the same weekend or anything, but geography wise, I'm a moron with geography sometimes, but Vancouver's way out on the
west
Pacific side of Canada.
Yeah.
Toronto's closer to the Atlantic Ocean. And actually Quebec's not that, what's Quebec? Like a
so
6 hour
drive? Far, but like if you drive, it's like 8 hours to go from Toronto to Montreal almost.
Okay. So it's probably like 500 miles.
Side by side.
Something like that.
It's not side by side. So I mean, it depends. Of course, we want everybody to be happy within Canada, as far as the promoters go and the manions and stuff. We're gonna follow some rules, but like, is it impossible?
No,
I don't think so.
Dude,
it's like maybe like as we keep working hard, we show that we are good for the sport, and that we have a good crew over there in Canada. It would be great to that's one of my dreams. Like maybe I'm just. Well, I don't know what needs to be involved with all that, but the Canada Pro Cup.
Canada, was that what the show? Was it ever called Montreal Pro? Or was it always called Canada Pro Cup?
The Canada Pro Cup was 1996 was the last one.
Right. I think it was.
And then Montreal Pro Show was the last one was 2008.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But they're different shows. But I like the name Canada Pro Cup. It would be like if there would be no more shows in New York. Right. And then somebody would bring back the Night of the Champions.
Well, that was
right.
Cool, I did like that name. I love that name.
So that's why I want to bring back Canada Pro Cup.
Well, I mean, I would.
If I would win $1 million, maybe 3, I would make it happen.
You just need sponsors and
make it happen.
Look at your shirt right there. I think HD Muscle might be interested in sponsoring that show.
Oh yeah, well,
I would hope
we'll be the same guys.
Yeah, come on.
We'll be promoting the show probably.
Yeah, I would think so, but that's a great idea. I never even thought. I always wonder what happened to that show. Why'd they never have that show ever again?
I don't know. And the thing is, because I think you can't create another show named the Night of Champions because is it trademarked?
Yes, it is.
So I wonder if Canada Pro Cup was trademarked by the Weeders.
Well, if so, the Weeders they've been gone for a long time. So, I mean, they do the Ben Weeder Legacy Show. They do. Yeah, I don't think Canada Pro Cup, don't quote me, but I don't think that's a trademark show. I think you could do
that. But if not, you add like an I and an N in Canada, it's Canadian Pro Cup.
Yeah, Canadian Pro Cup. Why not just call it Canadian Pro Cup?
Because Canada Pro Cup is the show that Ronnie won.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got it. You're right.
It's my dream, all right?
You call it whatever you want. You call it the Antoine Valliant Classic if you want.
Yeah, the Antoine Pro Cup.
If you want. Man, okay. Well, that's been cool catching up. I'm glad to see that you're taking care of your health. I want to see you around for many, many more years. I want to see everybody in the sport around. I don't want to see any more people pass away. That was quite a year. I don't want 2022. Nobody does to be like 2021.
Yeah.
I won't get into vaccines and COVID and all that because they'll shut the channel down if I do. So I won't say anything. But
Too late. You
damn
just
it.
censor yourself.
No, you
Censor
can't.
yourself.
You can't say. You can't even say C. You can't even say the C word.
Hey, you can't say the C word.
Not the C word that gets women mad. This is the virus we're talking.
Oh, you can actually be better to say off that one than the other one now.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Don't try it though. Don't try it though.
Yeah. So yeah, that's good news. I'm excited to hear about that because I think if anyone can pull that off, someone with as much passion as you is probably the only one. I haven't heard anybody talk for years about trying to put anything on in Quebec. So
yeah, well, my friend Khaled from Fitlog,
Mhm.
he would be the guy who would be a part of it too because he did the Fitlog Classic, which I guess posed 2 years ago. It was great. So I think we need to show that this show is great because we're gonna have the next one coming up. We'll have the Pure Muscle and Fitness Expo in it from our gym. So it will be him and us teaming up and just with time and hard work and proving ourselves that we're worthy of owning our own pro show and that it makes sense for them and we're not stealing anybody's money and stuff. And we have a good plan.
What's Khaled's last? Khaled, what's his last name? I remember him.
Khaled Chikawi.
Chikawi. Yeah. Was he classic? 212.
He did the Olympia Classic for his last show, but I wanted to go in 212 because he had to go like under 200 pounds, I think, to make weight. And this guy's he's really built. He's a big guy for off season. He's like big. You wouldn't think he would do classic. I've seen classic guys. He's like in between open and classic.
Yeah.
So he's gonna go in 212, but he was kind of a bit on the taller side, like Zane Watson is for the 212s. But I told him, hey Zane, I think he's way more balanced than Zane, and Zane he won 212 pro shows before. So I think Khaled in the 212 could do really good in some of the shows that I've seen this year. I mean, he could win and do the Olympia in 212, but he would be like the tallest guy you would have seen 212.
I remember, didn't he win Toronto, the classic physique at that show one year?
I think he did.
You either won or he took second. Yeah. It was real close. I can't remember. I was there. That's how I remember meeting him and interviewing him at one of those Toronto shows. Anyway, cool. Well, good to hear you're taking care of your health, Antoine. I'd rather see you take a little time off the stage and come back super healthy, refreshed, recharged. I think the physique that you won that Cali Pro last year could win a lot of shows that are not the Olympia or the Arnold that I've been to. Like you said, it's always close at those shows between a couple guys. It all comes down to who peaked, and that was your shining moment. You just got to recapture that moment again, you and Dorian, because man,
all right, we'll do it.
That was crazy look for you. So I hope to see that again whenever you're ready.
Exactly.
So
yeah. Well, thanks for watching. And remember, if you want to get the best supplements, hgmuscle.com, use code AP. Iron Bull Strength, my other sponsor, and Pure Muscle and Fitness, the gym, and Riderwear, the best apparel in the world. Riderwear.com, code AV10. All right. So thanks to Ron Harris. Thanks to Muscle Development. And have a nice day.
Yeah. And everybody, please, if you like the video, give it a like. Apparently that counts more than views these days on YouTube for this algorithm. Yeah. Is it the thumbs up thing you got to click on? Yeah. Click on the thumbs up.
Yeah. Click.
And that's it. We appreciate it. Thanks everybody for watching Ronline Report with Antoine Valliant. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.